Welcome to World of Marketing Podcast, a Foster Web Marketing production. Here's your host, Tom Foster.
Hey everybody, it's Tom Foster, and here we are for another edition of the World of Marketing. And I am really excited to have my old buddy, Jim Folliard, who is a repeat, and
second time on the podcast.
But it's a big thing because you're on the very first World of Marketing podcast.
Well,
First one.
Legendary.
He said you were the first one.
And so here I am broadcasting from Rehoboth Beach, where I see we can do this anywhere, podcast anywhere. And
I hear you. I could be sitting right next to you on that balcony too. We could have been doing it in person, and then going for a jog on the sand.
We're social distancing.
I hear you.
It is the pandemic. Remember, that's what's going on these days.
Looks like fresh air there.
Aren't you going to invite me in?
It is fresh air, and it's great here. Everybody's behaving themselves. But, you know, I thought this would be a good time because, and I'm excited because we just did a little run through about what you have prepared for us. And I mean, you and I have known each other for a long damn time. And here we are. And I wanted to talk a little bit about video today. You know, during a pandemic, what do you do? I mean, video is no less important, right?
Video could be even more important. I mean, a lot of what I'm doing in the pandemic is getting out people's new messages. So, you know, video is like food. Can't just have the same food on the plate year after year.
Gotta stale and gross.
Yeah. But, you know, there are messages that relate to being safe. If you're a company that goes into people's homes, for instance, Michael & Son, which is a local HVAC company, we had to shoot their technicians putting on a mask in slow motion and wiping down the steering wheel and the equipment and going into people's houses with much more care. So same company doing the same thing. They just had to respond to the current times, and video was the fastest way to show their audience that they're taking safety precautions. Some car dealerships have had to shift because the demand for driving cars is low. So they have to get out bigger offers and no payments for 12 months. So, you know, it's really, video is the same, if not stronger than it was.
And there's more opportunity
to get the updated message out.
And lawyers, you know, lawyers that would normally during this time be very busy in courts are not busy right now. So now's your opportunity to get content out through video messaging, which is super powerful. And so, you know, you can shoot your own video, you know, which, you know, doing it this way, like we're doing it right now, no problem doing it this way. Have on location shoots. I know, Jim, you still go out and put on your mask and your gloves and scrub up and, you know, sanitize your gear and do on location shooting. I know you do drone shooting. You fly.
Yeah, I mean, we use all the tools in the arsenal,
the technology
to get the shots these days. We still can go anywhere in the world to shoot video with I can roll with 2 cameras and 2 tripods and 2 light stands and microphones. And those are 3 bags that I need to get around the world with me. And it's very easy to do these days with the LED technology and the batteries getting smaller and the cameras getting smaller and the lenses getting lighter. It's been great for me. Things just get better quality and lighter weight as I get older.
I've worked with you for, how long has it been?
I'm gonna say 20 years, like, you know, 2000 to 2020 here.
And, you know, I worked with you. I've worked next to you. I've seen you, you know, obviously we have the green screen studio together. And you know, what you just said is is really important. I want everybody to hear that. 3 bags. I mean, like you're on an airplane, you set up, you're in and out, you create some really beautiful, fantastic videos that we're going to include in the podcast. We could show them, but they'd be a little herky-jerky. I want to show them, and we'll include those in these. We're going to include some examples like the ones that you've done for Dave Freeze. Those are some really good ones. We've done them for a lot of clients all over.
You think it'll come through herky-jerky?
I don't know. You want to try it? You want to show it? Once you show your screen, this is a one that...
Let's see if we can...
What was the theme of this again?
The theme of what? Dave Freeze's?
Dave Freeze, yeah.
Let me see. Let me pull his up. His is called We Believe.
That's right.
I believe at Unreturn or Broken Freeze, your experience should be as stressful as possible.
Oh, see, that's the blooper one.
We believe that your trusted estates planning team should listen to you, should help you figure out what options you didn't even know you had, and then they should stop and listen to make sure you got it right.
We believe that you and your family deserve our respect.
We believe we have a great team of people that really do care about you.
We value the long-term relationships with our clients.
We believe individually and as a team that every day we owe it to you to do the best we can.
When they leave and we ask them what was most important to you, they often say, "Thank you so much. I had no idea that I could protect my daughter from losing this shore home that's really important to her in a divorce if I leave it to her."
We believe that losing a loved one is hard, but we're all here to help.
We believe that being
so you get the drift.
Clear about
So that when did you do that shoot? When did we do that shoot?
That's this year. I mean, we went up there.
That was right before everything went down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like that's a very easy video shoot that was done in a day, and that had a good theme to it.
And he kind of had a game plan already. Dave Freeze did. He kind of already wrote up a bunch of We Believe one-liners that we had each of the people in his office say. But when we were up there, we shot 15 different videos for him and a lot of FAQ videos. And we did a kind of at the conference table there. We shot a Q&A where they kind of quizzed each other on estate planning topics. So,
and it was all about, and like, that's really important. I want to spend a little time talking about that because, you know, there's all kinds of different videos that everyone should be doing for their websites. And you personally have done, how many? What's over 6,000?
I mean, it just keeps adding up every year. So
lawyer videos, alone, I know. Yeah. And these are not all funeral march videos and, you know, like look at me in slow motion walking through.
They're pretty basic because people don't want to, you know, I think people that have an issue and they've searched on Google for an answer, and then you get to a video and it's 8 minutes long to explain about whatever topic, that's way too long. That most people can explain in 30 seconds to a minute what to expect with this or that.
Yeah.
And so that's why when we say we've done 6,000 videos, it's not 6,000 individual lawyer videos. It's that we're trying to get 10 or 20 FAQ videos peppered throughout somebody's website. So that's like a net for Google. And it's also a quick way for people to bounce around different pages on the website. And they see that you're answering their questions in 30 seconds or a minute, and they can move on. You're not wasting their day. It doesn't have to be too fancy. It's just really a mirror image of that attorney or that person talking on camera with good lighting, good sound, and then a background that might blend in with the Foster Web Marketing web design. You know, so that's been the whole premise of doing those FAQ videos, shooting them on a green screen, and then working with the Foster team to get them to look pretty.
Because video is content, and that's really the thing, is like creating FAQ content with videos. And you're right. I mean, like answering the questions in a video format, and Google rewards you for that too. So it's just,
yeah. We promote a well-balanced diet of videos. So FAQs are good. That's your daily, that's your fruits and vegetables. And then
testimonials,
testimonials are fantastic. I mean, they're really the best source of patting yourself on the back without patting yourself on the back. And then an about us video or a bio video or something that just can be that one video that might be 3 to 5 minutes long. That's nice to have. That can go around on social media. That can explain more in one video about your whole business than all these very specific answers to questions. So a bunch of different videos are going to be the way to go instead of sinking all your money into just one video. We say do a bunch.
And the way that it works with you is that usually you go up or you go out to the client site for a day, or usually it's a day. You can do it all in a day. And it's all about preparation. And the more that they're prepared, the better off. And if they can get their clients in to shoot some testimonials, get all the lawyers prepared. Obviously, our team helps, with scripting and getting the questions all prepared. We work with them. But we want to shoot as much video as possible while we're there. And you're going to ask, all the attorneys a bunch of questions, get a bunch of testimonials, get a bunch of FAQs, shoot bio videos.
I mean, one of the main factors is how many people are we going to interview? You don't need a full day to interview 2 people. But if you have 6 to 8 different people, similar to the Dave Freeze video, then you do need a day. You need to set up in one person's office. And even if you're just asking them 15 or 20 minutes of questions, you got that set up. And then we're going to move over to this other office. We're going to move our lights. We're going to move our cameras and tripods. And so the more people, the more dynamic and diverse the video can be, but the less people can be just as effective and quicker and less expensive because you're not spending as much time on location.
But then I guess my point is that you've got all of this video footage that you kind of have, and you go back to the studio with, and maybe they only bought, in many cases, like Dave only got, out of that, only got a couple of videos out of that initially cut or clips made, but you've got a ton in the refrigerator, if you will, that you can create. So at any time he can go have more made. So the point is, get,
while we're there, we're gonna roll camera and we're gonna fire away the questions.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, the way we've always done it with Foster Web Marketing is to kind of have a video package. 10 video packages, the most common that most attorneys get for a couple $1,000s. But we might have shot 40 videos.
Yeah.
But we posted 10 videos, and now we have 20 or 30 videos that are still usable on topics.
They can buy later. Right.
Yeah.
Buy later.
So
yeah, exactly. That's when and that way you can keep it rolling and rolling and rolling.
Yeah.
And have you come out once. Anyway, that's the better way to do it. That's always been the way that we've operated. So I wanted to take a trip down memory lane real quick. So let's go ahead and show your screen. We can't show it all, but we've got to show some things. We got to show your mullet, because that is hilarious.
That's manipulative. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm a Washingtonian.
Yep.
For life. Lived here my whole life. My mom and dad and me back in the day. Playing hoops. I got into music when I was a teenager. Became an entrepreneur, spraying addresses on curbs. Very important task for $5 a pop. And I got into cars early. I mean, the name Gearshift kind of came from when my dad came home one day with a 69 Corvette convertible. So I was like, yeah, which allowed me to drive the ladies around in the homecoming parade.
It's a nice vet.
There's
There,
the
look at the mullet.
Yeah.
Now, like, I know a lot of people are just listening. Wait, back up to that picture, man. I know a lot of people are just listening, but if you can get on and watch this video, you got to see this picture because this is like a mullet of all time.
I mean, I grew up.
So the wedding.
Graduated high school in 1987, so I'm in the prime of heavy
You
metal.
are the prime, but I mean, like the wedding singer, like, you know, like that is based on
Copied
this.
my look. I could have been a double for Adam Sandler.
That's so funny. That is
I graduated from Radford University, and that's when I got my first video camera. I wasn't even really into video during school. I was never in communications classes or anything like that. So I'm a self-taught videographer by just getting a camera and just taking it with me everywhere I went. I mean, I was that guy with the camera until one of my friends was like, hey, can you film my wedding? And that kind of just opened up the world of wedding videos and all my friends getting married. And but that's a tough circuit to be in, shooting weddings every Saturday, and it's a very stressful event to shoot because it's live. There are no do-overs, unlike going to Dave Freeze's office. We could have done it over if we messed up.
Right. Yeah.
So, but it really was a great way to teach me about how to cover events and get the wide shot when you need it, or the tight shot, or really, it was a great training tool, was shooting weddings. So
you're not available for weddings. You don't do them anymore.
I still do weddings. I mean, I have my rate, and if somebody wants to pay it, I'll do it.
Really?
I'm not really optimized for weddings. I'm not really getting any phone calls for people saying, can you film my wedding? So usually it's some sort of a referral. Someone like you, someone like you who has a daughter getting married, something like that.
So here's the big one, though. You used to do redskins.com.
So yes, the retired franchise. I came in 1 year before the downward spiral. So I came in under the Cook regime, Jack Kent Cook regime, and a company got the contract to do the first redskins.com website back in 1998. It was only the 5th website at the time for the NFL. So you can tell, like, that's how recently websites have been around. When there was a period of time when NFL teams were trickling in their websites. So we introduced video and photos and had streaming. And then Dan Snyder bought the team the next year and fired everybody associated with redskins.com. And that's where the Snyder curse began. But
present day.
From that, we started Gearboxx Interactive. The guys that were working together to make that website at the time, that was the internet boom. And we had somebody that funded the build out of the studio. Yeah, we had like a $250,000 budget back then. We built a studio, Gearboxx Interactive, slapped the name on the wall. And this is really where we first met, was this is kind of rode the curve. You know, we were up and down, and then 9/11 hit, and then I transitioned.
Well, back then, I mean, Sandy Thomas, my cousin, was your lawyer.
Right.
And he was like, you got to meet these guys out in Reston.
Look at this. This was a live streaming back in 1999. We were running it through a computer and putting a live image up on the screen. And then 9/11 hit.
Oh.
I lived in Arlington. I took this picture, rode my bike down there, and bam, things changed up. Business dried up, things like that. So I got a loan from my aunt and bought out Gearshift. Basically bought out the video assets from Gearboxx and started Gearshift. So, and jump ahead to.
And then, so I broke my wrist mountain biking, and I called my cousin. I was like, who are those guys you told me about? Because I need somebody to help me build this website, because I broke my wrist. And he gave me your partner's name, Craig.
Yeah.
Craig. And then I ended up working through him, but you were doing all the design. You did the design. And that was for Stephen Smith's
brain injury
law center. And the logo that you made, he still uses to this day.
Wow.
And
so yeah, we met then, and then we went our separate ways, and then you got a sprinkler system, and I had done the website for that sprinkler system.
I found you. We
saw
found each other again years later.
And then boom, 2006.
Well, but that sprinklers, I was blown away because I was looking for a sprinkler system personally, and there was a video right there in the middle of the website that was like Caddyshack. And I was like, what the hell? And it was perfect because it had like that beautiful green with the sprinkler, and then the testimonial of a guy talking about how great it was and how great it was. And I was like, what's this? And I was like, wow, this would be great for a law firm website. So I was intrigued. Obviously, I was like, who designed this? And that's when I scrolled to the bottom and I saw Gearshift. And then I clicked on it and went to Gearshift, and I saw you, and I was like, that's the guy. And then we started, I said, hey man, why don't you do videos with me and lawyers? And that's when we got back together because of that.
Got back together. We didn't have a studio at first. Probably a year or two. We were just
doing it in hotel rooms.
Yeah, it was kind of based around conferences or things where lawyers would be in town, and we'd book
we did a whole
conference room for the day, and then we'd have like 10 dudes roll through.
At Holiday Inn by the national.
Yeah. But then we finally got a little studio, which was essentially a 3-bedroom apartment in an office complex.
Yeah. There's Dave Breeze back then. Yep,
that was our first green screen studio right there.
Yep.
You didn't need to wear pants at that one because it was only like waist up type shooting.
So another thing is that we'll find and include in the video once we post this is another video that you and I did when we first launched the green screen. Oh, there's Jason Abraham. When we first launched the green screen studio, where we used to actually provide a limo service to the airport to pick people up to come to the green screen studio.
Yeah, we had it was like basically Uber Black before Uber Black came out. We got them back there, and
hey, there's us with Dan Kennedy and Ben Glass and Rem Jackson.
Yep. So yeah, we got into the world of great legal marketing.
Yep.
And things just started flying back in the late, basically 2007, 2008, 2009. We were shooting a lot of lawyer videos. It was the wild, wild west because no one had really the great video capabilities back then, kind of like we were doing. So
yeah.
The guys that had videos out on YouTube were getting ahead from a lot of people that didn't have videos at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the way that Google would show results would be a bunch of text results and then 3 thumbnails for videos, and usually our guys would pop up. So yeah, that's a little trip down memory lane. And then we were there for 3 or 4 years, but we outgrew it. And that's when we moved to our current office on the 4th floor there, Main Street. And we knocked down 3 different offices and built the full green screen cube and the new Foster Web Marketing digs. And that's kind of where we've been for a decade now.
I can't believe how time flies, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and my team has remained pretty small. A lot of people know Don Napoleon, Sam Von Brand. So we have interns that roll through. We do a lot of work. We do more than just lawyer videos. So
there's always somebody coming through the green screen studio. I know that, yeah, you showed Iman up there. I mean, that's one of the cool and fun things about having this partnership with you, Jim, is the other celebrities that come through.
Yeah.
The Redskins, I guess we're going to be calling them something else here soon. Not sure yet.
I mean, really, like it's all about the relationships. You can attest to that. Just knowing the Ben Glass and just knowing a guy like that, he's going to open 1 million doors for you. And me knowing you've opened 1 million doors for me. And me knowing Iman has opened a lot of like local TV commercials. So we do tons of, creative, funny, cheesy TV commercials, but it's gotten to
There's Mike. Yeah, Mike
shoot
Tyson.
commercials with Mike Tyson, a Super Bowl commercial with Mike Tyson.
That's right.
We got Talking Shingles. We have Express Home Buyers. There's Georgie Mirashan, who's 7'7", that played with the Bullets back in the days. So for our local Paisanos Pizza platform, where they use athletes. So really, those relationships of probably a handful of guys that I know have led to all the work. And the work I do is good. So that's why you call me back, because the work I do is going to help you get ahead as well. So it's a mutually beneficial relationship.
Because you have the eye. Hey, aren't you working on a kind of a what to expect or something for Ben Glass right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just an office tour fly through.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull that up real quick.
And I know that you do all the great legal marketing conferences you have for years, since the beginning.
Right.
And record all of those. I know that you do other conferences as well. And so anybody that's listening in and are looking for, somebody that's dependable, that has experience in shooting conferences, that can do it at a reasonable rate, it's dependable, Jim's your guy.
Yeah, probably not till next year, but because everyone's canceling their conferences. I mean, even the Great Legal Marketing Conference is kind of, it's kind of up in the air with what they're going to do. So I've actually been doing several virtual conferences, which is great for the green screen, because then you can put somebody on some sort of a stage and you can make it look like they're on a stage, even though they're at their house. This is just an office tour that I did with Ben's.
Ben Glass Law is a nationally recognized long-term disability law firm. Our main office is located in Fairfax, Virginia, near Fair Oaks Mall. In practice since 1983, Ben Glass left his old firm, where he was a partner, in 1995 to start a new type of law firm in a small two-person office in Fairfax City. After that practice grew to occupy 4 suites across 2 office buildings, the firm made the move in 2018 to a magnificent 8,000 square foot office on Fair Ridge Drive, and Ben's son, Brian, joined the firm as his partner. The new offices were designed to not only provide a world-class space for a terrific team to serve disability clients, but also to create the Ben Glass Center for Growth and Innovation, where lawyers come from around the country to be trained by the Ben Glass Law Team on how to serve their long-term disability clients better. We continually push against the old ways of practicing law. The firm is well known for its out-of-the-box thinking about how legal services should be delivered in long-term disability cases. Our Live Life Big podcast studio is a one-of-a-kind in the country. We believe that the best lawyers are more than just lawyers to their clients. We are here to help you make the right decision for your case and your life every time.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So just to fly through.
Was that the drone?
That's my handheld.
Oh, your little handheld with your
handheld
GoPro?
gimbal. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like how you did that.
The Ronin S.
That kind of flyaway or whatever, the switch between
the transition effects.
Yeah, the transition effects were pretty cool.
So yeah, Ben just wanted, he didn't really have a video of his new office and wanted to, again, remind people that in these challenging times, he is a successful attorney that can help out in many different ways, whether you're close or afar. Really, it's just an establishing video to establish his dominance.
Yeah. Well, he's doing fantastic right now.
Yeah. And I mean, I've helped him with tons of videos over the years, and most recently, like a wrongful death
settlement
lawsuit,
video.
like a settlement video we did where we gathered all the evidence, the 911 call, the pictures, the graphics, the experts on the way the product moved and why it was damaging, and the expert on warning signs and the lack of warning signs that caused this injury. And that turned out to be a very helpful video in that case. So
is that the one that the big one that he just settled?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big one.
That's the big one.
So we're not really allowed to talk about it, but that's the big one.
That's classic.
So yeah, it's well, so there's another thing, everybody. I mean, like, yes, it's, you know, I know that you've done a bunch of settlement videos over the years. I mean, and those settlement videos, those are the things that you take to the insurance companies.
Trying to tell the story from one point of view, the family's point of view.
Yep.
And they're typically sad. You know, they're made to be informative, but also
sure,
you can really tug at the heartstrings when you change a song. You know, you put one song in there and it becomes very emotional video to watch. You put a different song in there and it's not as effective. So there's a lot of things within storytelling that are very important when it comes to all the videos that we do. I mean, really what we're doing is telling stories, whether it's a short, boring story or a more elaborate story. Video production is about storytelling.
That's one of the things that I appreciate about you very much, you know, in all the years that I've known you and watched you work, and, you know, pretty much up until recently worked in the same office with you and seen you every day. And
it's a lonely office when I go down there now.
I know, but you're always at it, always being creative, and you know, it's a testament. It's great. And you know, it's a very customized job. This is not a templated thing. I mean, like, you actually are, you know.
I've kind of paved my own pathway. I've built referral business. You know, I get new business off the web. I get but tons of repeat business and referral business that is kept me going. And I just have a rotation of 5 to 10 different projects on my plate. I'm looking at my list every day. You know, I got to make an edit on this one. I got to re-export this one. I have to go through some photos and fix up for this project. So I'm still out there kind of shooting once or twice a week, and I'm editing daily.
Yep. And I can tell everybody that Jim is super easy to work with. You know, just kind of like collaborating on a project, brainstorming on a project. A lot of times I'll go to him and I'll have it kind of not even half baked, you know, barely baked. And I'll be like, Jim, I got this kind of idea of what I want to do. And it'll help.
When I get that a lot, people call me up and they're like, we want to make a video for our company. How much is it going to cost? So I have to dig in and get a few more details.
Right.
So because ultimately you want to give them a video that is kind of what they want, but sometimes people don't even know what they want. They're just hungry. They're like, I'm hungry. I want some food.
Right.
Like, well, what do you like Italian food or Chinese food or Mexican food? Like, what do you, so you start diving in and figuring out.
Give us an idea of what it would, like that Ben Glass video that you did.
So a Ben Glass video is you go out to his site for an hour or two. That one doesn't involve any interviewing, no talking. That was really just go on location and film a bunch of shots, 30 minutes worth of that to make a 1-minute video. And so more of the work comes on the back end when you're going through all that footage. Then you got to chop it down and edit it into shorter clips, which I then sent to Ben for him to look at and tell me which particular shots do you prefer, because I have a lot of extra shots that you didn't see in that clip. So he sent me his list of visuals that he wanted and kind of even put it in order for me with people on his team did that for him. So then I made a new draft. I added some music in, and he was working on the voiceover script. So then he sent me the voiceover script, which I then shared some voices that you want a male voice or a female voice. So we got the voices back. I laid that down and sent him a version, and we made some tweaks. So yeah, back and forth, something like that could be like $2 or $3 grand, you know, to go out and make a video. It could be less, it could be more. you know, when you're going and working with people to interview them, that's a whole different world. And that's where someone with experience, you know, you don't want to be that dick director that shows up and makes people feel uncomfortable or belittled. People are not always camera, you know, they're camera shy. A lot of people are camera shy. They think it's like going to the dentist, being on camera. And so it's my job to caress them with my voice and talk back and forth like this. And ultimately, we just have a conversation. And I kind of play dumb. I like to go into a business and not really do tons of research on them, but just kind of go in as a person, like, why would I buy this product? You know, what's the benefit of this item? Or what do you guys do? Why do you do it? Who's your ideal client? So it's with experience, you're able to draw out better responses from people when you are on location interviewing them, because a lot of the videos that we do are people talking on camera and then getting that back out, telling a story. It's got to be good though.
It's true though. You're really good at getting people, engaging with people, making them feel comfortable.
No yes or no answers.
Having, you know, getting them through, because you're right. I mean, it's a whole different thing when you have that camera lens pointing at you. You know, somebody is asking you questions, but
yeah,
you're really good at making people feel comfortable.
Even with the attorneys, I mean,
right.
4 out of 5 attorneys are great, but 1 out of 5 of the attorneys I've shot over the past 15 years, when the lights come on and they're standing there talking to a camera, they can't do it very well.
Right.
They're like, I'd rather be in front of a jury in a courtroom, you know, with no do-overs than in front of a camera where you can take as many takes as you want because of just, you know, the way their mind is flowing.
Well, and like that Dave Freeze video, that on location where you interviewed a bunch of people, that's probably looking more like $6 to $8 grand.
Exactly. That's a day trip. That is, and a lot of editing and a lot of videos.
Yeah,
that's more like a $7,500 project.
Right,
you know, that's a
give people an idea.
Yeah, those day shoots are the 5 to 10 grand range, which
and
is
that's but then
reasonable.
Yeah, but then you have a ton of video that you put basically in inventory that people can buy and create clips from later on.
Yep. Yeah, we haven't really touched it, or, you know, it's like taking something out of the freezer and thawing it and chopping it up, the beef, and putting it in the stew. So we have it frozen, so we're not really doing a lot of extra work by having those videos sit there. But when they do request those extra videos, that's why there's a cost, because we have to then take those videos out of source mode and make them into beautiful meal mode.
But then they don't have to pay for your travel again.
Right.
And the actual shooting time again. It's just the editing time.
Yeah. And it's usually a per video cost.
Right.
Might be $300 a video. They're like, hey, exactly. give me 5 more videos, $1,500. So,
and then the more preparation time about that, the better. And so, you know, that's really the key in making that the most efficient and as possible. Anyway,
true. Sometimes true, sometimes not true. I go to a lot of situations where there's no prep. Right. I came from a live event shooting world where people would be like, hey, we need you to come down, and we got P. Diddy coming to our club and we need you to come shoot tonight. So there's no direction other than get P. Diddy. So
you've done it all.
I got to come out with a beautiful product. So
done it all.
Done it all. Still doing it and plan to continue to do it because I still got some young kids.
Yep, that's right. Got some kids to send to college.
And on top of all that, I've been doing my own Folliard family videos since my daughter was born in 2006.
Every year.
And so those videos are like this, where I break down every month of the past 10 years. This is December 2019, and this was the family Christmas video we make.
See, this guy never tires of doing video. What does that say?
So we're doing those. And I got my son playing hoops, so.
That's cool. You got it all set up and broken up.
Got the choir. Got like
you also do those
drone
sports
video
videos too, don't you? You do those sports videos. Oh, that's using the drone video. It's all the rage.
Down to visit my parents in Fort Lauderdale. My future house, maybe not. And I always put just, real music. It's crazy how the kids will associate a song with a particular time over the past 10 years. Went to Disney before masks. Look at that. You can't see that in Disney right now.
Nope. It was back before masks.
So if it's 2019, I'll just put all 2019 songs in there. So kind of have a reference for that year of the music that came out. It's a small world.
That's great, man.
Hogwarts.
All right. So what's the best way for somebody to get in touch with you, Jimbo?
I mean, the best way is to go to
Gearshift.tv.
Gearshift.tv. Yeah. Jim at Gearshift.tv. You need some videos? Hit me up.
And yeah, just ask.
Or photos.
What you need to do. Yeah.
Headshots, maybe a new headshot.
Videos. He's got half camera will travel. He's got every camera.
Got an arsenal of goods ready to go to help make it look beautiful in 4K. Maybe soon 8K video. You ready for 8K, Tom?
I'm ready for whatever you got, buddy. I know that you boys got the latest and greatest. Well, I appreciate you joining me again on the World of Marketing. Letting us know what's going on.
Thanks for having me.
Good talking to you again, brother.
I feel like Steve Martin on Saturday Night Live would, he's been the host like 6 or 7 times. It's my second appearance on.
I know your second appearance.
World of Marketing, so I feel blessed.
All right, buddy.
Thanks,
good
Tom.
Talking to you, and everybody. It's good seeing you or speaking to you. And it is Tom Foster on the World of Marketing. And if anybody needs good video done at a great price by the man with the eye, Jim Folliard, go to Gearshift.tv and it'll help you out. All right, everybody. Take care.
Thank you,
Take care, Jimbo. Stay safe.